You return to the wagon after having prevailed against the withdrawn in the liberation rite. Not too shabby, people. At least someone got out of here. You succeeded in liberating Hedwyn, who returned to the Commonwealth in glory. We did what we could. With each liberation rite, we strive to advance our plan. A brighter future awaits at the end of our path. For now, we must persevere. Speaking of which, reader, I take it you have seen the stars? Or I should say, the lack thereof? You have, or did. Once more, the sky is all abyssal darkness, following the liberation rite. No stars illuminate themselves to guide you further on your path. Then let us go once more to Moonlit Alcove. I have an errand I must run besides once we arrive. Best we recover now and make our way southward at first light. Alright, well, we got a page on Mercy, and somebody wants to talk to us. Wilfred wants to talk to us. Mercy is the beating heart of a truly free society. Mercy even for the perpetrators of the darkest deeds. As our liege Salim Mur drifted in an ocean of regret, he found their mercy, or rather it found him, and it saved his life. Mercy, freedom, they are intertwined. A society which raises a clenched fist against its own shall follow the doomed path of the Empire of Shar. Ours shall be a merciful society. May the perpetrators of the darkest deeds be sent to join us here, where they may learn as we have. Mercy shall engender union among all our different kind. We shall stand shoulder to shoulder, equals in the same society. Sandra? Nope. Does Volfred's planner... He said he had... plan progress. Total rights, exiles liberated. Probability of success is 44%. So that must be what he was talking about. With, like, each person has an effect. And they're at the bottom, thank goodness. I'm really sorry that you guys ended up on the bottom. I will not fight you again. Looks like we're gonna fight Barker next. The essence is in the middle. Okay. Alright. Volfred. Following Hedwyn's liberation, you find Volfred smoking his pipe, his eyes averted. He looks up and smiles as you approach. Hello, my kin. Excellent work back there. Thank you for your perseverance. Though, I was just reflecting on how very fortunate I've been in all of this. Not just me, but really, all of us who had a chance to stand with Hedwyn here. Ours is, admittedly, a somewhat desperate plan. It is vital to me, should the Nightwings arise again, that it be under proper care and guidance. I was just thinking how well Hedwyn served in that capacity. Whatever is to be the outcome of all this, no doubt his presence shall be missed. My agents and I, we were unsure of him at first, a common boy like that, completely unacquainted with the rites. But, in the end, I felt that he was worth a shot. Someone like him, sincere, determined, with loyal friends and desperate to get home. Those qualities spoke volumes. Then he falls silent for a time. I have every faith that he shall strive on our behalf now in the Commonwealth, and it is my hope that he yet finds the one he sought. You and Volfred speak little more of Hedwyn for now. You are left wondering what shall become of him in the Commonwealth. I eagerly await a letter. Okay. Let's continue onward. Back to the alcove. You once again find yourself amid the serene walkways of Moonlight Alcove. Here you can await the time until the stars deign to shine for you again. The Beyonder Crystal seeks Pamitha. She's going to talk to me, is she? I can sense you out there somewhere. What is it that you want? Oh, ask what's on her mind? I thought I told you to be gone. She's pushing you away, as she did before. Perhaps I ought to cease my services to you, if you insist on disrespecting my wishes thus. Would that sound good to you, O reader? Imagine not having access to the loathsome trinkets which I grant to you. Imagine those idiots of yours having to get by without my tutelage. I'm not really sure she can refuse her services. I can imagine it just fine myself. I was once a weapon used to kill an emperor. Attempt to kill him anyway. Now I am once again a tool being exploited, soon to be discarded. Yeah, she's concerned about getting too close to us. That we're just gonna leave her. Go on then, leave me be. Go about your business and let us pretend not to know full well how this shall end between us. Aw, girl. Certainly. Who shall be the target of my wrath then, would you say? It's Pamitha. You asked Sandra to administer one of her special rites for Pamitha. Oh, you mean that feisty harp. She may yet be taught some manners, I should think. I shall attempt to bring her down to size. Let us bring her forth. Soon Pamitha arrives in heat of the summons. You called for me, reader darling? Ah, it's that crystal. Then let's hash it out. I'm ready. The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, Harp. You answer to me here. Oh, a bossy one. Sure then, go on and tell me more. Such a delightful student for a change. Come on then. Let's see what you can do, left to your own devices. Save for your reader's vigilance, of course. Let's show her what she wants to see then, reader darling. Oh, girl! No! She comes back fast. Go, girl, go! Worked out well. Ooh, I did not expect that to work, but it did. One more of those and we're good. Ooh, that was bad. Come back, come back, come back, come back, come back, come back. I got it. That wasn't bad at all. There now. Is everybody happy? I was happy as can be, my doubtless pretty harp. So good of you to ask. On top of that, your performance was sufficient and you passed my test. You have my congratulations, both to you and your lovely reader. Now be gone from here, before I have any second thoughts. What did we get? My, that Sandra sure could use a massage or something. So angry, isn't she? Say, what is it that you have there, darling? Trestia's plume. While flying, after dousing the adversary's pyre, Pamitha may instantly return and deals 3 damage. Oh, that goes well with the talisman I was gonna say that goes well with the talisman I put on her. While flying. It's not as good as what I have, unfortunately. Okay. We have returned to a place of respite. Please make yourselves comfortable, such as you can. We are at the mercy of the stars, but I suspect they shall shine bright again in time. As for me, I shall return by then, for there is something I must do. There from atop the sacred mountain you gaze down into the abyss that is the downside. You wonder when the stars shall align themselves once more. There upon the sacred mountain, you and your companions once more await the night and the stars begin to shine again. The plan of which you were all a part is set in motion. The Commonwealth, a nation that stood almost for 1,000 years, is in turmoil. If your companions return there through the liberation rites, what sort of place shall they be coming back to? Many moons pass. One evening, amid a downpour with no interest whatsoever in relenting, Volfred requests everybody to convene. You understand he has an announcement of some sort. Soon everyone is assembled, and Volfred regards the group. Everyone, there's an aspect of our plan which I have not talked about with you at length. Look around at your companions. What do you see in them? He lets the question hang a moment in the air. They're all of different races? I'll tell you what I see in all of you. In all of us. I see in all of us a living vision of the 8 scribes themselves, each one among them hailing from the different tribes which later formed our Commonwealth. We're getting a new companion, aren't we? My observation does not come from pompousness, I think. Rather, I believe the scribes themselves desired, or shall I say desire, such a course. Together they created all this ceremony of which we are now a part. The exiles, liberated through their rites, went on to found the Commonwealth, based on their values and their teachings. Thus, an instrumental aspect of our plan is to embody the spirit and the culture from which the Commonwealth arose so many centuries ago. That way, when we are all united on the other side in solidarity, the people all shall see that we reflect the values they yet cherish in their hearts, not merely our own. Anyway, we are missing one key representative on behalf of Molten Melithe, and I happen to know a certain bog dweller who I think shall fit the part most splendidly indeed. He motions for someone to approach. A certain bog dweller slithers forward. You recognize her straight away. Oh my goodness. It is my pleasure to introduce you to an old dear friend of mine, who I believe you've met. Welcome to the Nightwings, Bertrude. Oh my gosh. The bog dweller called Big Bertrude utters something guttural by way of greeting. We are to understand that ye require further aid from us. Yes, dear Bertrude, the time has come. Bertrude here is far and away the most accomplished alchemist whom I have ever met. You soon shall find that she knows much about the rites as well. Bertrude looks to you and your fellow exiles each in turn. She's so sinister looking and sounding. We frighten ye, apparent. Yes, you and your Medusa hair happening. Everyone is silent as Bertrude searches their expressions. Then tremble, small ones, and hold well thy tongues, lest we remove them. Does she like this menacing? Is this an act? She takes her leave without another word. Please excuse Bertrude's blunt manner. I guarantee she shall more than make up for it. Volfred. Everyone disperses. It seems now that the ranks of the Nightwings are complete. Okay, so no more companions. Bertrude joins the group. You sense her powerful presence. Welcome her aboard. Now then, my kin, perhaps you notice that the stars are bright once more up there beyond those stubborn rains, meaning it's time we got back to business. Indeed, once more, several stars shine bright within the cloud and storming sky. Alright. Give me who I want, please. Ooh. Oh, okay, I thought it was going to give me a 4th star. Barker. Barker's who I want. Who are the others? Okay, I don't even remember who you are. Okay, no, I'm not fighting you. We're fighting Barker. Barker's next. We're, gonna be butting heads against old Barker again, are we, chum? Guess it helps to know ahead of time so I can brush up on my groveling. Rookie. He then shares with you what he knows of your next opponent. Barker Ashwaps, a vile little cur whose pack, the Dissidents, conduct the rites more so for thrill than freedom. Back on the other side, Barker never quite took to the culture of the Commonwealth and often ran afoul of the law for various acts of boorishness or vandalism. He always promised to go straight, but in time he found a certain niche, where he was an accomplished hunter. And the people of the Commonwealth did have an appetite. Barker relished the hunt more than anything, and spent his earnings on a variety of questionable things. One particularly raucous evening, Barker was caught relieving himself on the foot of the statue of the Archjustice Androballus IV, and that was the end of his citizenship. Grand Judge, who in 617 AS issued a decree prohibiting literacy in answer to growing unrest. Oh. He got cast into, I don't know, let's call this purgatory for urinating on a statue. Okay. In the downside, it seems he caught the notice of the Dissidents, who in turn must have observed his speed, ferocity, and fearlessness. He's now the best of them. Barker's reputation grew among the exiled curs of the Yormer Valley region, for he is feared and unafraid of taking what he wants. Not long after they flushed me down, I was just trying to make ends meet. I made a deal with him. In hindsight, let's just say it was a bad idea. He could make my life go real sour if he wants. Anyways, I better go pass out. We got a long few days ahead. I'm sorry, Rookie. It has to be done. You wish Rookie a restful evening in turn. It is too late to take flight, though tomorrow you can press on. Okay. Yep, I knew she was going to be sitting there. Alright, we need to read this. With these blackened nails do I hereby inscribe the rites of flame. The bylaws shall be written here in full. We the Eight decree the rites, a test of one's true worth in body, mind, and spirit. Now until the stars abandon us, this shall be binding law within the downside. Those deemed worthy in the rites are to regain their freedom from the downside, and return from whence they came. Exiles shall conduct the rites as one of 9 triumvirates, and look toward the stars for guidance on their path. Exiles shall bear this book as status. We're the only ones who have it, right? Hold on. There were more pages? I only saw one pop up. Essential structure. The essential structure of the rite shall be as follows. Where chosen by the stars within the dark of night shall 2 triumvirates stand in opposition far enough afield beside their consecrated pyres, symbolizing their resolve. In each triumvirate, the 3 shall act as one, to demonstrate their trust in one another, not just in themselves. Triumvirate shall endeavor to extinguish the pyre of their adversary, whose flames are only to be staunched through a celestial orb descended from the stars. Whosever pyre remains burning shall prevail. The triumvirates are to disperse. Oh, no, that was a new page! Go back. We the Eight have seen the turning of the stars from now until the ending of our age. Heed their guidance and ours. The stars take many cyclic turns. The rites commence at their behest upon celestial landmarks where the downside's greater titans fell before the heavens. Bearing this, the book bestowed on your triumvirate, you, the reader, shall perceive under which stars you are to congregate. Follow where they lead, as your adversaries shall. If either of you fails to appear, then neither of you walks the path. Whether you prevail or you fail, from that point the stars shall guide you on. The rite shall not commence unless the necessary preparations are complete at a celestial landmark. Here the stars align. Exiles shall conduct the rites bearing this book, of which there are but 40 copies, each bound in astral hide. But only 9 triumvirates? Okay, so everybody within the triumvirate can have one? Exiles shall wear the sacred remnants fashioned in our likeness at the summit of Mount Aladel. Their identities are to be concealed, for they shall represent us all. Exiles shall set a metal sigil for their pyre, and consecrate the grounds using the words, "The 8 scribes gave their freedom so that we may yet have ours." The heavens shall respond when all is set. During the rite, each triumvirate shall act as one, unerringly and without question. The disobedient shall suffer banishment or permanent expulsion. Exiles shall move as a single mind to demonstrate their faith and recognize that they, as we the 8, cannot prevail alone. Their worth shall be determined both by their actions and their peers. Triumvirates lacking experience in this may designate a reader whose focus on this book may help the others to coordinate. However, only those who shall conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path toward enlightenment and become eligible to regain their freedom. So I wonder if maybe their intent was like there wasn't one reader, people could, trade off readers. I don't know. At the appointed time, at the aligning of the stars, the heavens shall rain down upon the ground sufficiently prepared, and thus the 2 opposing pyres shall be set ablaze. Thus commence the rite. Triumvirates are to protect their pyres as they would their lifeblood. Lifeblood itself is never to be shed before, during, or after any rite, lest the disobeyers suffer permanent expulsion. Exile is injury enough, the rite is an act of mercy. Fear not the purifying flame. Plunge into it headlong and without fear, for you shall be protected by the stars themselves. Seek freedom in the flame. Exiles bearing the remnants in this book reveal their hidden inner aura in the color of their flame. The aura is the exile's solitary weapon in the rites. Should one adversary cross one's aura, the adversary shall be banished. Banishment is fleeting nonetheless. Seek the pyre's light, and thus make your return. The exile's presence shapes the aura. Exiles gain greater aura while standing side by side with their triumvirates, for we gain strength together. Oh! Exiles may cast their aura through sheer force of focus on this book. As the 2 flames are lit, so shall the celestial orb fall from the heavens. But one such orb shall be availed by the stars, requiring triumvirates to vie for it. Its cosmic connection to the flames, the remnants in this book, bestows the necessary qualities for its bearer to prevail. Effortlessly sails the orb between the 3 in a triumvirate. It seeks the grasp of whosoever acts among the 3. Once grasped, the orb shall draw within it all the bearer's aura, fueled by the triumvirate's own flame. It is to be cast into the flame. In each rite we gain enlightenment whether we prevail or we fail. Indeed, through failure we do tend to learn the most valued lessons, provided we survive. None among us have prevailed without end. Exiles who walk the path toward enlightenment shall at times be struck with an epiphany and achieve mastery in some respect. Choose well amongst these blessings we bestow. Thus you may yet achieve your potential and surpass your adversaries. Whenever you prevail, your triumvirate earns favor. In time, the triumvirate with the most favor shall be summoned to the liberation rite to earn a chance at freedom. Then the cycle shall begin anew. So this makes it sound like when you gain so much favor, then you have a liberation rite. Is that true? Or is this game scripted where you fight so many people and then you have a liberation rite? I don't know. It just keeps going. The liberation rite takes place upon the fall of Selium under a blooded moon, witnessed by the heralds from the stars. There, the most favored triumvirates shall confront the one which we appoint. These 2 triumvirates first shall pass through Scribe's Gate, where their worth shall be assessed under the stars. How does Uthmilde get through Scribe's Gate? Seriously, how is she deemed worthy for this? Only the most enlightened exiles within each triumvirate may be anointed for a chance at freedom. 2 of their companions shall support them whilst they strive. The anointed companion of the triumvirate which prevails shall then plunge into the shimmer pool and return in glory. Okay, we're done. That's it. The book is complete. What's this? Bertrude's decks, unusual etched cards depicting the greater titans, probably for curses and enchantments, not tarot cards. You find Big Bertrude looking about the black wagon in a disapproving way. She fixes her gaze on you. Her expression does not change. There's such a clutter added to this wagon since we looked upon it last. Unsightly. We remember thee from our abode in flagging hands. Then thou must be the reading one to whom Sandalwood referred. She moves in close, studying you. You recall that the mere touch of a bog crone of the southern bogs can induce paralysis or worse. Distant region of the Commonwealth left well alone despite technically being part of the nation. That one such as thee can extract meaning from that tome. 'Twas a feat we wish to witness for ourselves. Look at those nails. Oh, I'm quite certain that those are poisonous. Thy flesh has seen but the smallest fraction of the years which ours withstood, and yet we are expected to believe that thou canst understand the Book of Rites. And she backs away, for someone else has joined you. Hail, Bertrude, madam. Is everything to your liking at this time, or is there something more which you require? We have been unable to locate a supply of rotworm gizzard extract among thy belongings. Other than that, we shall lodge no complaint at present. It is possible that Volfred has a small supply among his possessions here. If you would care to accompany me, we may yet procure some. That would be agreeable with us. And after you, madam. As they depart, you think you see the low minstrel nod his head your way. He came to save me. Thank you. Bertrude. Oh, well that's nice. She comes with some slight enlightenment. She's an alchemist. She's a bog dweller once feared and respected in the Commonwealth for her sorceress work. She's a bog dweller of considerable notoriety here in the downside and runs a sort of business bearing her own name. She has a forbidding way about her, but her respect for Volfred is evident and even borders on affection. She seems to know much of the rites despite not having conducted them prior to joining forces with you. Interesting. I look forward to more enlightening conversations. Still raining. Alright. You rise early that morning. Though Bertrude is already awake, she scowls at you. Good morning, reader. Bertrude. I trust your stay has not been too uncomfortable. Nay, Sandalwood. The comforts of this place are not for us. Fly us forth from here to lower ground. Let us get on with all of this. The reader here shall do so once the group is ready. I thank you for your patience. Alright, let's go. Where are we headed?